Evening. So what are we on? Day 48, I think now. It's 8:30, so it's getting a bit dark. Yeah, had an interesting day today. The Airbnb was a bit weird, a bit rubbish, but yeah, left there about 11. It was pouring down with rain as I left. I wasn't. It did have a really late checkout. I could have stayed there for till nearly 2, I think, but I thought it. So I had a good long day of 80 something k today to do, 84k, and I thought, well, I looked at windy and the clouds were sort of coming, and we were just on the edge of them. So I thought maybe if I just get going, I might get down out the bottom of them. So that's what I did. I packed my bags and set off in the rain and got soaked. But it's been warm, so for the first few hours, even my feet managed to stay dry somehow. There wasn't enough water on the road to splash up. So yeah, I was all right. I was just tootling along. It's warm enough. And then so yeah, just riding in the rain. It's basically been one road all day today, pretty much, which it's been really nice because it was varied between quite a main road, and then it kind of went out into countryside, and I was just going up and down between villages, and a lot of time I was just cycling through like countryside, like this, really, but on the road. Yeah, like vineyards, loads of apple orchards, and loads of other different types of fruit, corn, little cornfields. Just yeah, a really nice varied sort of day. And then every now and then you'll come up, because you're climbing up and down, and you come up and then you suddenly get a lovely view of right across across the valley, or whatever, bit of a vista. So yeah, it's been really really good day. It stopped raining eventually, so I stopped for lunch. What time was it? Must have been about 12:30. Must have been about 12 or 1 o'clock. I went through a little village, little town, which I go through loads of them, and I was like, I'm determined to find where people eat, because there's always these, like, I presume they're called cavernas, but they're just like little bars where they're just generally a group of old blokes sat outside the front of them drinking beer. It's almost invariable. Like every town you go through, there's at least one, maybe two, and they're just a group of old blokes sat there drinking beer. And it's like I never see them eating, so I was like, I want to find where they stop for lunch, because they seem to stop around. They seem to have lunch around after midday. So I was in this little town, stopped, still raining, and I was surreptitiously looking at them all sat in this bar, and no one was eating. I was like, right. So I had a little Google around, and there was across the road there was a meat shop, like a cooked meat sort of place, which I couldn't see from where I was. It looked like a closed, old bar. So I sat there for a bit, looked around. There was another one of these one of these bar things on the other side of the road, which had a couple of blokes in as well. Just didn't really see anyone eating. So I was like, right, I'll just ride around a little bit. So I rode back, and I rode to where this little meat cafe shop was. And it, round the corner a bit, there was, a bit more normal, windows, which looked open. It kind of looked open. There were some people milling in and out of it. Proper old school. So I was like, all right, well, this is it. So I went in, and yes, there was a lady in there cooking. She had a big grill of meat, and I was like, oh, right. So this looks like we're in the right place. And yeah, so managed didn't speak much English, but managed to get some big like chicken piece, like a piece of chicken, little salad with it. So I sat and ate it, and then it started raining. It would just stop raining, and then it started again. So I was like sat there, watched Fraser's video, and it managed to get some Wi-Fi off. There's like a little pharmacy just nearby. Managed to get on the Wi-Fi for that. For some reason, it was open. So yeah, watched Fraser's video, and then it was still raining. So I was just sort of twiddling my thumbs, and I was like, right, I'm just gonna have to get going. So I went to pay. And while I'd been sat in there, various blokes and ladies had come in and out. But there was two blokes sat in there chatting. And I went to pay, and it was like 250 dinar. It was, you know. And annoyingly, I had two 200s and then only like big denominations in my wallet. So I was like, went to give her a 2,000, and then this old guy just perked up and sort of said something and said no, you know, basically, and he ended up offering to pay. And so yeah, it was really nice of him. So I shook his hand and said thank you, and sort of, you know, the general conversation of where you're going and stuff. Which no one spoke good English, so it was it was interesting to say the least. But yeah, really good. Serbs are awesome. So that was cool. And then carried on. Yeah, then it's so about half an hour after that, I kind of stopped raining. Maybe an hour later, I got into a slightly bigger town, and there was a little supermarket there. So I thought, I'll just get some Greek yogurt now, just in case everything's closed. So I got me some Greek yogurt, and then as I came out, it sort of cleared up, and it was nice and hot, and and then it was pretty nice the rest of the day then. And the road I got onto after that town was really nice and quiet. So went through another little town, but then I was out on this road, and I didn't see another car for probably like 2 hours. And then a lorry went past, and then I stopped what did I do? I did stop at one point to clean my chain because it was making a noise, so I sat there and just scraped all the mud off it and re-oiled it. But no, that was a different place. And then I stopped a bit further, on this quiet road with, did I have a snack or something? No, I just had a stop and a rest. Oh, and I found a stick. Really good stick, which is like nice and long, and it's got a fork on it, so I can use it to make a washing line. I was dead chuffed for that. And then I was just sat there, and then it got going again, and then two cars went past me, and then that was all I saw pretty much till I got to the next town. So it was like 2 hours or so, 3 hours, just no one, didn't see anyone. It was lovely. I went through a few more towns. I don't know whether it was a holiday today. It's Monday, isn't it? So it seemed very quiet for a Monday, so I have a feeling it might be a holiday. I didn't think there were any more, but it seemed too quiet, and there was lots of like little barbecues going on it, like outside of the houses. So it looked like they were all sort of having family around and having little barbecues. Yeah, and then I've finally got into the town I was aiming for, and cycled through it. It's a much bigger town. It's probably one of the biggest I'm going to see for a bit now. And I was riding through, and it's just every single shop you can think of, apart from bike shops. Every town's the same. A bigger town is the same. We've got everything but a bike shop. But this place did have pretty much everything. And I did have a Google yesterday to see if there was a bike shop, and it said there was, but I didn't have great and a lot of faith. But I was keeping my eyes peeled. I was riding along through the high street and looking around for bike shops and things, because I need because my puncture yesterday, I realised the glue that I've just bought, like what was it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago that I bought, the glue's already pretty much dried up. So I was like, great. So I just wanted to buy another tube of that. But yeah, I was just leaving the sort of main centre, and there it was, the little bike shop. It was open. I was like, hallelujah. So I just pulled up to it, and there was a little family there, and the guy from the shop was looking at their bikes. But then there was another guy just sat there. And once I stood there for a little bit, I was just happy to just, because there's nowhere to leave my bike, which is weird. Bike shops never have anywhere to put your bike. It's strange. I was just stood there, gonna just wait for the guy. But then this other guy came over. I explained what I wanted, and he went, got me a tube. I was like, oh, brilliant. And then I was, going to pay, and he's like, oh, don't worry about it, and just let me have it for free. two things I got for free today. I'm dead chuffed. So yeah. And then, that was cool. And then carried on through the town. The campsite was on sort of out the other side of it a bit. And I knew it was up a little hill because on my elevation profile today, there's just a little spike at the end, and I was like, oh, there's a little bit of a hill at the end. It shouldn't be too bad. And it was the biggest climb of the day, like quite steep and quite a long climb, as you can see, because I'm up on a hill here. But it was okay. I've actually been feeling quite good today, energy-wise. So, just tootled on up it. Sweating cobs when I got to the top. It was pretty hot. And then it's a funny little campsite. I think it's like two little places. Like there's another gateway at the bottom of this drive, which went down a hill, and there was some caravans in there. But the signpost said, "Come up here." So my campsite's just down there on the left, and it's just like there's only just enough room for like four or five vans and maybe like a bit of grass for tents. But there's three vans in there, two Dutch, and one of them's I think the guy who works here, and then there's a motorbike in there and from Hungary. So he just put me in a little corner, which is fine. Yeah, cost me. How much did it cost me? Less than 1,000 dinar, because I gave him a 2,000 dinar note, and then he gave me. Oh no, it wasn't. It was 1,200. He charged me in the end, because I gave him another 200, and then he gave me 1,000 back. Yeah, so still pretty cheap, really, but no fresh water. But he did bring some water back up. Presumably they've got water down at the bottom one, and he bought a bottle up for us. Had a shower, a nice shower, done me washing, and I'm going to go and have my Greek yogurt. That's about it really for today. It's gone cloudy now, annoyingly. I hoped I'd just be able to leave all my washing out overnight and get it drying early in the morning, but don't really trust it. I'm probably going to put all my washing back in my tent overnight and put it back out in the morning if it's not raining. Yeah, good day. All in all, 84 kilometres I think I did. See how we get on tomorrow.